watch another video with me. So, I have been, of course, in meditation again, and I just heard the words learn the voices. And so, what that means to me is like there's your higher self, there, and then there's your ego, right? And so, I've been learning how to differentiate the voices of my highest self and what my intuitive nudges are calling me to do versus my lowest self, and when my ego is just telling me to do some dumbass shit and lash out for no reason. And so, like, the reason why I even fell into this contemplation is because I was just asking myself, like, dang, like, how am I truly spending my time? Like, are the things that I do in my free time actually proactive? Are am I studying something? Am I learning something? Am I gaining new knowledge? Am I like applying these things to my business? Like, what am I doing? Like, what is it that I'm doing with my free time? And then I realized all of the negative contributions that I've been making. And I didn't necessarily write them down, but I just started to cut out little things that I noticed, like, okay, like, you in this little phone game, sis, like, you gonna have to let that go. Like, we have other things to do. We have better ways to occupy our time, like reading books, you know? And so instead of finding myself distracted by, you know, social media and all that type of stuff as well, like turning to books, you know. And then that also led me to realize the good things that I do with my time. And I realized that I've been taking the time out to like really sharpen my mind and know what it is to follow my intuitive nudges versus like when I'm following my ego. Because when I follow my intuitive nudges and I move when God says to move and stuff, everything works out perfectly. There is no lack. There is no, oh my gosh, I'm falling short, I'm not going to make it. Like, there is none of that because God already taught us about faith. And so faith is already activated within you using your intuitive nudges to do it and complete the mission that He's called out for us to do. And so that voice I've been asking to be the loudest. God, please make the voice of my intuition, please make the voice of my intuition the loudest. When it's time for me to make a decision, I'm asking my intuition to be the loudest voice and for me to be able to hear it loud and clearly, or for signs and symbols to come to me and angel numbers, whatever the case happens to be, to come to me so that I can clearly depict which direction I need to take when I get to fork in the roads. Learning voices, learning when, you know, someone comes up to you and approaches you and gives you unsolicited advice on like what you should add to your business or like what you shouldn't do anymore. And like just knowing like, okay, like they may have good intent for what they're offering as far as like their, I guess, conversation, but like also knowing in my heart of hearts, like, okay, if I move like this is gonna negatively impact my business. Versus if I take their advice, it might help me out, but it's not gonna get me to the end goal that I wanted it to, that I see myself having. And so pivoting, learning how to pivot. If your voice changes, or I mean, if you're yeah, if the voices within change, sit back, sit still, and learn. Okay, figure out what it is. What is it that your God is trying to tell you, and that's it. I've been spending time sharpening my mind. I've been spending time literally making sure that I am correcting certain things about myself and learning about human pattern, learning about how to do my part so that I don't continue to insert myself when not needed, or I don't continue to um, listen to my ego versus, you know, getting that confused with my intuition. So I've been doing a lot of work, you guys, but somebody out there needs to know that it's time to really sit still and learn the voices. Learn your highest self. Learn your lowest self. Learn when your lowest self needs to be them lips scrunched versus when your highest self might need to take a step back a little bit because you're being disrespected clearly and you need to stand your ground type stuff. So, it's a lot going on, guys, but I feel like my spiritual gifts are really, they're being enhanced in a whole different way. And it's like, wow. And it's overwhelming. Honestly, it's overwhelming. But I'm going through the motions of it. And it's really cool to see that, like, the little things matter. The intangible matters most. Not the little things, but the intangible things matter most. So, yeah, guys. Well, share this video and let's get those subscribers up. Road to 7 million subscribers. That's my goal. I'm putting it out there right now. So I thank you guys for coming back to my channel to watch another video with me. And peace.